Hey guys, and welcome back to another video. And you guys voted for it yesterday. You guys voted for it. Today we're taking a look at the attacks of Cech from the ESL Clash of Clans Worlds Qualifier, the first part. So if you guys want to check out my own attacks, check out the video of yesterday. That's where I explained everything I did. And today we're checking out the attacks of Cech. I'm trying to explain as good as possible all of his thoughts and how we approach the bases. But obviously, since it's another player and he has like his own mind and everything and his own head, so I try to explain from my point of view, and let's see if we can somehow bring this close to what Cech's thoughts. So first base. I think he always attacked the number 2 guy. I don't know why, but let's take a look at the first base. So the first thing, once again, looking at the base, and this is kind of once again about the base identification, is which makes this base kind of unique is this town hall part. And as soon as you saw that, you can once again double check like what are the expo settings, and you can see 2 ground and 2 air. So it's pretty basic, let's say like this. So everything is open. No immediate thought like, okay, we have to go for air, we have to go for ground, stuff like that. So this is pretty open. But let's try to work around the first thing, which I think mainly all of us came to our mind, is this town hall part. So as soon as you're seeing a town hall part like this, you have a couple of options. First off, check out where the enemy clan castle is. The enemy clan castle is kind of deep inside, which means it's not even close to the town hall and it's not protecting the town hall. Which leads to 2 things which might happen. First off, there's a trash CC, which means like a dragon and stuff like that. Because if you're going for the town hall somehow, and you're doing something like air on the back end, this is always a bit risky and fishy when you're having like the dragon in the enemy clan castle. So that's always a little bit bad. So, but the first thing which came to our mind is let's do the town hall. Let's do the town hall, which basically means take out all of this with your heroes. King and queen should be totally enough, and then you have your royal champion for whatever. And you could just send in dragons, for example, from over here, because you're going into the enemy eagle kind of early on. And yeah, you're not going into any sweepers. So that's looking good. That was the first idea we had on the base. But then we thought like, okay, if this guy's having like trash CC, like a lot of archers, dragon, whatever, it's kind of annoying. But it still should be alright. But it's like, it's a plan which is existing. We can come back to it later if we don't find anything else. But let's see for now. So then Cech had an idea as well, because he's more like the Yeti Smash guy, and he has like always the approach from that angle, since like the first dragon plan came from Nick. So he always having the approach of the Yeti Smash with Cech, and what he said was something like, we can still go for the town hall, but let's do it with the warden walk. Like there are no storages, like there's only one storage which you can just totally avoid. And there are only collectors which do not have too many hit points, so that should be alright. So if you're standing in your warden from over here, getting to the town hall, then you could send it instead of dragons, just a Yeti Smash from over here. But the next thing which he said is like, if you would jump over here, you will need a second jump, something like over here, and you still do not have access to all of the back end defenses. So what he said, whoever attacks the base needs to do instead, you need to instead jump over here to open this really long alley, and then you can jump in on the back end to have like access to all of the other defenses kinda. So what this does is, let's put all of the things together. Now we have the warden walk at the bottom. The next thing is we want to have the jump spell over here to lead all of our troops inside, but we somehow need to funnel over here. Like, what do we do over there? And then you had the idea, okay, let's tank the defenses which are over there, since it's not too many. So let's tank them with the giant. Send in a couple of more Hawk Riders on the water. Those Hawk Riders will go to the air defense as well. We'll take that out, and with that taken out, you can just funnel this part of the base, and ready. That's it. As soon as you funnel this part of the base, you can just send in the king, your main squad of Yetis, and that's it. Just smash everything in there. And then obviously you have the siege machine. You still have the siege machine. What are your options? Obviously you could go for the slammer, but there are always air defenses on the back end, and on the same time there's the Royal Champion, which makes things kind of difficult. So instead, what he's choosing to do, he will send in a siege barracks over here just to flank on the outside and have the Hawk Riders deployed kind of later on onto the single Inferno Tower, with the Royal Champion cleaning up the rest of the base. That was his goal. Let's check out how it worked exactly. So let's jump into the replay, and you can see it's kind of close on time, but we will see exactly on how and how whatever is happening. So starting off with the Warden, starting off with the Giant on the right side, a couple of Hawk Riders in addition to make sure that the mortar is going down, and then the air defense. He's sending a Giant in first because a Giant has more HP than a Hawk Rider, so that's why he's sending in the Giant first to tank for the Hawk Riders, since the Hawk Riders are kind of like the damage dealers in that part. Now a couple of troops on the right side to make an easy and cheap funnel in behind of the buildings which we're taking away. And now the Warden is slowly but surely making its way to the Town Hall. Normally you're saying you want to start your Yeti Smash around the 2-minute mark, so that's what he's trying to do, and this is why he's starting off with his Rage as well, just to speed things up and everything. So far everything's looking really good, to be honest. Like, Archer and Minion did their job on the right side, Warden is doing his thing at the bottom, taking care of the Town Hall, and now he's done off with his King. This time it doesn't really matter where to place his King, because this is funneled anyway, so no other option for his King to path. Now the jump pad to open up everything in the core, and now the siege barracks, which is doing two things. Like I said, it's clearing out the trash, and then later on it will drop the Hawk Riders into the base. But the next thing which it's doing, it will clear those outside defenses kind of here, which means everything like those Yetis, etc., are staying inside and staying in the core, which is key for this one. The healers followed, but all of the troops are splitting kinda, which is not the best thing to have when you're doing a Yeti Smash. So the troops are slowly but surely dying out, especially with the single Inferno Towers. So it's getting really close over here. Meanwhile, the last Yeti is trying to tank the single Inferno Tower, which is obviously not working. Now the Queen is getting targeted, and this is not looking like a 3-star, to be honest. Queen has her ability, and now with the Queen tanking and still quite some healers alive, this can still work, because the Royal Champ is now working around. 2 loons on the left side to tank the Archer Tower. The ground skeletons are a little bit annoying because they're delaying the Royal Champion, but still the Royal Champion is getting rid of the Archer Tower, which is giving him the advantage. Wizards over on the left side to make sure that time isn't that big of an issue, and then this army at the top side, this army of wizards. Queen is jumping around, jumping onto the good storage, and well, the last building is going to be the Archer Tower, but since you guys saw already the result, yes, it's going to be a triple, even though you have to admit it was really close. It was really, really close. There are a lot of wizards still left, but instead of that, only the Queen is alive. The wizards will finish the job, and this means this is going to be the first triple of eVe. So let's check out the second attack, which he did, and I can tell more about the second one because you guys will see in a second, because this guy actually used like a kind of similar base of mine. Let's check it out. This is the base, and I think most of you guys remember this base of mine. I used this base in a different version kinda on the Eternal 13 ESL Cup, which we won, and my base was a little bit different. Like, what I had instead, I had like the scatter shots somewhere over here. I had the clan castle more like behind the town hall, and I had the eagle behind the town hall as well. So that was my setup. What he did, he just put everything which was at the top to the bottom to make it even more juicy to come from the bottom, as it's kind of like a trap. And well, he's just stick with the rest of the setup kinda, with Inferno Towers, with the sweepers and everything. So I knew how this base works because I built it and I tested it like for weeks. So I kind of know how the setup of the base works, what are the weaknesses, etc. And so I didn't really took a long time, whatever, to come up with the plan. The longer I needed to take a pretty long time to convince my teammates, because they didn't really believe me in the first seconds, because I said, just mass dragon it. No drag clone, no anything else, just mass dragon from the bottom. And first thing which you're thinking, Itsu, you're completely drunk. Like, there are 2 freaking sweepers pointing that way. Why should anyone come in with dragons from the bottom? And that's exactly how this base works, because no one would ever come in from the bottom into 2 sweepers, right? Like, no one would do that. That's why you don't defend that. That's how it works, kinda. So, let me explain you what I told the guys first. So, first off, you're using the king and the queen to take care of this part of the base, which is kind of easy because just funnel the king to the top side. We talked yesterday about the king pathing, something like this. And then the queen wall breaker in and just get everything in here. That's done. The right side of this base is taken out. That easy. The next thing what you're going to do is send in your royal champion on the right side to try to take out this part of the base. That's already enough. Air defense, and if you're getting the single firm tower, it's perfect. Well done. What is the next step? The next step is going to be starting with your dragons from the bottom side. You're not starting at the air defense or at this air defense. You're just starting at the bottom of the base with your dragons. The next thing what you're going to do is use an early rage, freeze this entire part over here, like the scatter shot and the air defense, and just rage 2 groups of loons in here. Those 2 groups of loons will take out everything over here. That's it. So this part is taken out. Then you still have a siege machine. So for this, you just place the siege machine, the slammer, on the air defense, and this would go something like this, and this part is taken out as well. Then 1 baby dragon on the right side, 1 baby dragon on the left side to funnel. The dragons will push through the core, and even though you're getting into all of the sweepers, there's just no damage. There's no damage which is even hitting the dragons, because you took out the right air defense, you took out the left air defense, you took out the back end air defense, you took out the right back end air defense with the heroes both, and then you take out the eagle before the sweepers can actually hit you, and then there's this wonderful world of ground expos which are completely useless. So you just have to overpower the town hall with your warden ability, and that's it. On the back end, yeah, well done. There's like 1, 2, 3, maybe 4 archer towers. That would definitely defend like 13 archers, 13 dragons coming their way. So that shouldn't be any issue. And as soon as I was able to convince eVe like doing that, yeah, he went for it, tweaked some things in his own style, like how he wants to drop his healers and everything. He's going to do like a couple of loons over here to get like a bit of pathing and everything. But the main plan was set, so let's take a look at what exactly he's coming up with. So, overall, 4 rages and 4 freezes and 1 poison, just in case if there's anything in the clan castle like a mass archers this year or whatsoever. It's a little bit annoying, so you just have the spells in the mass dragon attack. You just have so many freaking spells. King on the right side, Royal Gem on the left side. He took already out both of the archer towers, left and right, like I said. Now the Royal Gem ability. The Royal Champion is sadly not making with her shield to the Inferno Tower, but take a look at the freeze timing. Freezing the ground skeletons before they can actually target his Royal Champion to make sure that they're retargeting. So that was awesome. The single Inferno Tower on the left side is taken out. Single Inferno Tower on the right side is taken out. Air defense on the right side is falling really soon as well. And now the dragons in from the bottom. So Warden, Rage on the right side, a freeze, 2 loons, 2 groups of loons over there. And now the stammer on the left part, on the right side, the defense are getting taken out. The loons are taking every single trap in the base. Already triggered 2 black mines, the tornado trap and everything. So far it's looking really good. Percentage is activating the town hall. Nice freeze on 1 sweeper and on the town hall. Another black mine into the loons. Warden ability, nicely done. And this point was like looking really good. And then eVe said like, oh, I still have 3 dragons left. So what he's basically doing right now, he's tripling the space with swagging 60 troop space without even... I mean, he dropped them, but to be honest, what did they do? Like, time-wise, this wasn't even close on time. Power-wise, the slammer isn't even open. So, like, what the hell? And, yeah, you can just see how many freaking dragons that there are still alive. So, yeah, was kind of funny to go against my own setup regarding the base. eVe executed that perfectly, nicely done, nicely done with the swag dragons over there. So there's so many dragons alive, it's crazy, but really nice attack by eVe. And well, yeah, that was his second attack. So let's check out his third attack like I said, he tripled every single war. So every single war means 3 triples back to back. Let's get once again into the friendly wars. And against this clan. So, like I said, he always attacked number 2. I don't know why. Maybe it brought him luck, whatever. It's kind of funny, but, well. So on this base, I freaking hate this base. I mean, I think we faced this base already at some point, but we haven't tripled it. And I had no idea. I had no idea. Nick was, I think Nick was the guy who had like an idea with like once again getting rid of this part of the base, and then like dragons. I think some of us had that idea. I'm not sure who was the guy, but we kind of got rid of the plan kind of quickly because on the back end like there's so many wizard towers, so bats is getting kind of tricky, and power wise there's so much damage getting on your dragons as soon as they're in the core, like with the single inferno tower, with the clan cast and everything. So I don't know, like the dragon plan was removed kind of quickly, even though there are like 3 ground expos. But the idea eVe had was actually a little bit different, and once again with Yeti Smash. So what he suggested instead was doing a Warden Walk instead over here, using his king and siege perks over here, and like keep going this entire flank, and then he would do like Yeti Smash in here. So this obviously sounds kinda tricky, especially because kind of the same applies to the Yeti Smash as to the dragons, with all of the damage getting onto your troops over here. Like it's insane. But what is the difference in his attack is that the bottom defenses are not tanked by the core because they're on the bottom part of his attack, which means like the siege barrack troops and the king. So only the topside troops, topside defense are still left. And then obviously like Yetis with the healers are way more tanky. So that was way more easy. And now he was thinking about how to approach this, like regarding spells and everything. And he would have needed to jump like once, twice, and then the third time. So he was thinking about, okay, let's remove the first jump and use like a double layer with like super wall breakers, and then jump, and then like one more jump, which means he's saving one entire spell place or like spell slot for 16 troop space because he's using the super wall breakers. So that was a kind of nice idea of him. So let's check it out, how exactly he's doing that. And since, like I said, it's not my own plan, I can't really talk too much about the thought process of him going into this, which is completely different when I'm showing you my own attacks. And I was able to explain that a little bit deeper on the second attack because that was my plan. Like the first and the third plan, I just was able to watch and enjoy kind of the triples. So what is he doing over here? Starting off with the Warden Walk, he supported his Warden with like a Baby Dragon to make sure that time isn't an issue. Now the Loons in behind to make sure that the Warden is staying healthy. And well, as soon as the Warden is getting close to the Elixir storage, he's starting off with his Yeti Smash and the first Wall Breaker. Now the Siege Barracks in behind. Now the King to make sure that the funnel is set up. And well, now starting with the Yetis, trying to get rid of that building as soon as possible, so the king is like staying on the outside, not getting inside, which is important because otherwise there's nothing tanking the outside because the P.E.K.K.A is kind of quickly dying. The next thing which is important is not using the Warden ability the king ability just yet because of this bomb tower. As soon as the bomb tower is out of the way, he's using the king ability, getting rid of the bottom defenses like I said. But now the troops are splitting kinda because of the enemy queen, which was not part of the plan. Like the troops were kind of supposed to stay on the top side, and now the queen is dying on her ability because of the scatter, which is not looking too good, to be honest. Like he needed his queen to stay alive to make sure that the bottom, like the rest of the base, is getting taken out. So right now it's a bit tricky, but since he has like so many healers still alive, like none of the healers died just yet, so that is obviously a huge help for him because this makes sure that the Yetis are staying alive. And with the Yetis staying alive and tanking everything on the back end, his Royal Champion can just like basically go around and clear everything up. Meanwhile, the Yetis are tanking everything. That's kind of what is happening right now, which is awesome for him, obviously. And well, like I said, another Springtrap for the Yetis, but this is just way too late. The healers are switching over to the Royal Champ. There's still one P.E.K.K.A alive. An army of wizards is still alive, and this means this is going to be the last triple of eVe. Nicely done. And well, guys, if you want to check out any of the live action next weekend, make sure to like check out the Twitch streamers which are out there. I think tons and tons of streamers are going to cover our wars and any of the other wars which are going on in the ESL qualifier. So if you want to check out those, make sure to go on Twitch on the next weekend. And well, guys, thank you so much for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed today's episode, even though I wasn't able to talk as much about the plans as yesterday. I still hope that you guys enjoyed that. Thank you guys so much for watching. I will see you guys back tomorrow for another one. See you guys until then, and bye bye.